distilling the company down to its essence is the hard part. That's what we got to get to. And one of the early conversations with Mark, I said, how do you see the company being represented visually? What's a metaphor? What is it in a nutshell? And he said, he paused for just a second and said, warm chocolate chip cookies. And I said, warm chocolate chip cookies? I said, that's awesome. It's not synergy, it's not quality, it's not all this cliche stuff that people come up with. We can actually do something with warm chocolate chip cookies. Well, he wants it to be, friendly and approachable and appealing and sweet and, maybe warm and gooey and, it's that care thing that is such a big part of him as far as making people's experience great and making people comfortable, and it's like comfort food. And it started to tell me a lot about Mark and a lot about CustomInk and about where he wanted the company. We wanted to do something that people could identify with, that was approachable, that was memorable, and that grew from their internal culture. A lot of the people there called themselves inkers because they were so tied in with silkscreening and ink. These inkers had their own culture and the internal sports teams. They had a little mascot they came up with that was called Inky, and Inky was an octopus. We latched on it because we thought it was, first of all, it was real. It came from inside the company. It wasn't something we made up. Again, the most powerful aspects of design are the truth. And we started to explore different variations of octopus. And an octopus is a nightmare, first of all, as far as identity goes. As far as simple, it's got 8 legs, it's an amorphous blob, it's hard to define, it's hard to recognize, it's not identifiable, it's too detailed, it doesn't reduce. Many, many rounds of simplification, getting this thing down to its essence, and I think working with it in circular shapes, because we like the round chocolate chip cookie analogy we kept coming back to. I think it was Sheridan that took a version that I sketched of an octopus in a circle and that Giovanni was working on, and then he did his own version that the circle became the segments of the legs that bled out of the circle. The space between the legs became drops. And the octopus itself was actually defined by the negative space, the space between drops, which was the ink. And once everybody saw that one, that was pretty much it. It had personality, it had character, it was happy. We applied a really simple iconic face. It could reduce to 1/8 of an inch high and you could still read the character. For me, it's the biggest opportunity of my career to what I call is they've built the fire and we can bring the gas. There's no describing how much potential there is. I really believe that. I think it's just unlimited.